TBD starts now.
TBD here. Welcome back. TBD with JB and JB. And we are back. We decided, 10 years is too long to wait. Keep our listeners on pins and needles for 10 years. So I'd like to intro my first and only podcast host, JB. JB, why don't you say something for the fine folks in Seattle, Washington?
I'm really sorry that you guys lost that Super Bowl. Must be really rough.
Yeah, that was rough. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. I fucking hate Tom Brady.
They should have murdered him because of Deflategate. 4-game suspension is light.
You know
and
what?
I
I
don't
like this because we needed to get back to Tom Brady, and he got 4 games.
Honestly, I'm just I'm upset mainly because I don't think he's going to get all 4 games. I think that the if you look at what the Patriots have done, they've just taken their punishment, and I think that the reason they're doing it and the reason they're not contesting it is so that when Tom Brady steps up and's like, "Hey guys, I think maybe 4 games is a bit much. I didn't know anything about it. Blah 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 blah. I'm a liar. Please knock it down to 2 games." I think they're gonna do it. I think they're gonna cave.
And I definitely agree with that point.
But
that he won't get his 4 games. But we can talk about that another time. First, I want to know about some updates from last week. I want to know about Claymation. Mm-hmm. What have you got for me?
Well, this is a touchy subject. As you know, we did tell any listeners or viewers who read our transcript that we were going to make a stop-motion Mad Max movie. We were going to send it off to nobody. We weren't going to watch it. We were just going to create it, spend several years of our lives making it, and then destroy it. Launch an entire state into space. And now I'm not telling everybody that we are not doing this. Talked it over and we decided we're going to continue to do the podcast while we're getting these preparations made. We're well underway. We have Guy Pearce came on board since we already use him to put recording devices around San Antonio anyway.
Great man.
Yeah.
Great man.
Oh, he's so good. So good. So multifaceted.
Well, let me hear some stuff from the old corrections department.
Well, there was a couple items. Number 1, Daenerys Targaryen. I talked about her last time as potentially being the uncle of Jon Snow.
I didn't get that from listening.
Yeah, I did say it though. And,
okay, well, we want to clarify that.
Yeah, I think I meant aunt.
Aunt.
Aunt. Not to be confused with the tree creatures in
So
Tolkien's.
It would be that Daenerys' brother is the father of Jon Snow.
That is my...
that is your theory. Let's just get back to Game of Thrones and make sure we all have our theories in line.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Okay, I have one thing for the old correction hotline.
Ooh, we're doing a little popcorn.
Got my old Melly Gibbs update.
Melly Gibbs update.
Last time we referred to the old Mel Gibson as being from Australia. I found out that he was actually born in New York. And he moved to Australia when he was 7 years old.
I wonder how he identifies himself. Do you think he...
I think he probably says now that he's an American.
Probably. It's probably more profitable, but in his heart, I feel like he
he's
thinks...
definitely an Aussie.
Yeah, he's from down under.
Right.
At least half down under.
Yep. But I've got one more thing for you.
Okay.
Another correction update. Last time, we spoke about recording folks illegally.
Okay.
And the specifics on that.
Okay.
And you had told me that as long as one person knew about what was going on, it was okay.
I believed it was,
now,
yeah.
That is true.
Ooh.
But for phone recording, on a phone call, in a live setting, in a group of people, it is illegal to record if not every person knows that you're being recorded.
That is an interesting...
Yes, sir.
So when I record you from now on, it should definitely be over the phone?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
good.
Yes.
Good.
Make sure you record me on phone only. That's where I'm the most egregious.
What if it is a recording device on your phone?
Ooh, now
like
see,
an app.
I think that's a whole nother Homeland Security, next level NSA, Edward Snowden stuff.
Right.
And I don't know if we can get on that level.
We should get him on the show.
Let's do it. We'll go to Russia.
Right.
We'll get him a plane ticket.
Are we going to fly him to a different place in Russia to meet us?
No. Well, he is going to fly to Switzerland.
Okay.
Back to Switzerland. See.
So we're going to go to Russia.
You know what? Maybe we should just take all of our equipment over to Russia. Could be like a cove situation.
I've actually been working on a tunnel to go straight to his house.
Oh, well, dude, let me get on board with that.
I'm about like a mile.
Do you have
off.
like a shovel, or I can just jump down in there? And
Oh,
really
I've
get
been
my
using.
hands dirty?
Yeah, I use my hands.
Oh, well, perfect.
So moving on. Well, we'll address that, I guess, once we get through the last mile. We'll get back to that.
We're still trying to get under the Atlantic. So.
Yeah, it's a lot of water.
You know what? I think that's the wrong direction.
I'm going the. We should have gone the other way.
The old westward.
Okay, so good. Talking about old Melly Gibbs. Melly Gibbs updates. We got plenty of corrections out of the way. That's good. Well, as we talked about last time, we have hired a transcriber to come on in. He's taking care of our note situation for us from now on. We're still handling the paper tree seeds harvesting.
Correct.
Because, we're professional adults and, we're not going to pass that buck off to anybody.
It takes a fine set of skills to craft the kind of paper that we use.
Iron from ice, as they say in Game of Thrones. A video game.
Magnificent.
Magnificent!
For the listener, I'm holding up my 4 fingers and thumb and pretending like I'm Italian.
Yeah, very, very racistly. But they do that. It's still racist to assume that they do that, but all of them do it. So, without further ado, let's say you may know him from any time you spent on the coast trying to have fun. He might have broken this up at some point a couple years ago when he was on the Coast Guard.
Talking about the East Coast, of course.
Yeah, not the West Coast, because they were like, you can't hack it on the West Coast.
No, sir.
Send you over to the East Coast.
Raggedy ass back to West Virginia.
Cornhuskers.
I believe the old Cornhuskers are from Iowa.
Oh,
sir.
is that
That's
right?
the corn state. If
Hold
you
on.
were unaware.
Is that a thing? Cornhuskers? I'm just referring to
I think
people
it's a
as
football
Cornhuskers.
team.
Really? I just use it as an insult to refer to
it's a
people
good
from
one.
that area.
Cornhuskers.
Yeah, it's like it's a caste system insult, basically. But I think it originates out of Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good state.
Yeah.
So we're with EQ. Many of the listener doesn't know who that is, but we tried to intro him earlier. It didn't quite happen. His name is Eric. He's here today.
Hi, I'm really glad to be here.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful to have you. You can leave now.
Yeah, thanks, Eric.
You've contributed enormously to the piece of work we have going on here, and we just want to thank you for your time.
No problem.
And we want to tell you can pick up your stuff on the way out.
Oh, well, I have my beer, I have my six-pack. I'm just going to go ahead and do that.
Also, I just want to say you could have done better.
Could have done better. I also
went in
agree.
there.
And if any of your follow-up employers try to call us for a reference, I'm going to tell them that you were just a damn fine employee.
Yeah, we're gonna lie.
Well, I really appreciate that guys. Just
Well, you're welcome. So, what did you think about Avengers 2? Let me get your breakdown.
Well,
of this.
Avengers 2 I thought was a little long and drawn out, all up to one big fight at the end, but altogether, I thought it was awesome. I'm a big Hulk fan.
Okay, Josh, let me get your 2 cents.
I thought it was quite a well-made movie. I enjoy everything that Joss Whedon makes, pretty much. Not gonna lie about that. Don't feel like I need to, and I don't appreciate it if you guys were gonna judge me if I had.
Well, tell me about Josh Whedon. What else has he been, making?
Well, Avengers 1.
Okay,
Maybe you might have seen
possibly.
that one. I believe he also did Firefly and Serenity.
Okay, which people say are good.
I've seen them multiple times, over and over and over, sometimes with commentary. Very good stuff. Very, very, very good. I like, and all the people from that show that kind of went on to do other stuff, most of that stuff's usually pretty good too.
Wasn't Joss Whedon in Stand By Me as well? He's one of the kids. That's where he got his start, is in Stand By Me, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't believe that's true at all.
I'm gonna go ahead and.
We can look
say
that
that's
up on a
absolutely
break.
true.
Next
on
break
on a break we can look it up and we can come back to that. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there.
That would blow my mind.
Yeah. Well, it blew my mind when I found out too. That's what I'm saying.
Who was it? Was it not Philip? Was it Philip Rivers? No, not Philip
No,
Rivers.
it's
That's a
River
football
Phoenix.
player. River Phoenix.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty close.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
They're both gonna die.
Jerry O'Connell, I believe,
same
was the
way.
little fat kid.
Yeah.
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 Anyways, back to
Yeah,
Avengers
anyway,
2.
Avengers
so
2, sorry.
I thought that it started out really strong, and then it kind of fizzled towards the end.
I didn't like
Couldn't really keep my attention. I got kind of bored. Action was cool, effects were cool, but overall, I didn't enjoy the movie. I thought it was fairly cheesy.
I did not enjoy Scarlet Witch.
The whole movie, I didn't know who she was.
Yeah, I knew
Just
who
was there, and she hated them, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, join the Avengers. So okay, everything's cool. Tony Stark, you killed my parents, but I'll be your fucking right-hand man and blow up these motherfuckers.
I'm gonna go ahead and agree with that as well. The Scarlet Witch, she seemed against them and so angry throughout the whole movie, and then all of a sudden at the end, it's like, you know what? Yeah, I think you're right. Let's go ahead and do what you guys want to do.
Yeah,
let's
just join the other team. Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah.
And she predicted everybody's fears, and her own fear is the only one that came true.
Yeah, have you
Her
read
brother
that?
dying.
Have you read that BuzzFeed article, Jason?
No, I haven't.
I'm just joking.
Oh, sick burn.
Yeah,
Keep it
yeah,
going.
I'm
Keep
sorry.
it going.
Yeah.
So, I felt like her power wasn't very well developed. If you know anything about Scarlet Witch, she is super crazy powerful. She's gonna be super important down the road for a lot of things, and they made her kind of a subpar. Nobody gives a shit about this character, really. We didn't give her a name because we don't own the rights to use the name.
Talk more about that. They don't own the rights to use that name. Is that not from the universe of which the Avengers and Captain America and all that?
I feel like they fall under the X-Men umbrella. That's
really?
Because they are mutants, technically. They are the children
So they're
of...
just mixing universes here all of a sudden?
Well, it's the same universe. X-Men, Marvel are part of the Marvel universe. The problem is in the movie business, like certain studios earn the rights to certain
and they get
characters.
those rights long ago.
Yeah,
if you remember, they call her a witch quite a few times in that movie.
Yeah.
Maybe
but
3
they never
to 5
say
times.
Scarlet Witch.
Exactly.
Yeah, they never tell you her name. They just kind of refer to them as the twins because they are twins.
And, she makes them see things, and they're like, "Oh, the witch. She's gonna bewitch you."
Yeah.
But you're right. They never really get into say Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
Right,
it was a loose adaptation.
I see. So, how do you guys feel about recording in the new studio? I know, Eric, it's your first time here, but it's also your first time here, Josh. But last 3 episodes we did at your house. We did it with a cell phone, and it really was not the best.
It was
quality.
very cell phony.
So,
Naturally,
but I felt like you felt really comfortable in your house, in your little, in your little one room house.
I definitely have left cookies here.
Yeah, well, no, you do have a giant box of donuts, though.
Yes,
you did bring
6
that.
left. He bought those today, by the way. He bought those at the grocery
And he
store.
has half of them left.
Oh yeah. He bought them, and he was like, "Hey,
what
look
time
at
is it?
those."
So it's 9:16. What
that
time?
was at 3:45.
Nice. So in the past 6 hours, you've had 6 donuts. We used to live together. He ate an entire gallon of Rocky Road ice cream in one long day and night of just watching TV and playing games and whatever. You know what I mean?
And I ate 6 donuts today, as
Yes,
well
you
as
did.
several bowls of honeycombs.
No, Honeycombs is a quality cereal.
It's a very
It
good
is.
cereal.
This is talking about cereal, by the way.
Oh, God,
Let me
talking
hear your
about
favorite
this.
cereals. Josh, go.
How many?
Let's do top 3.
We're gonna go with Cinnamon Toast Crunch
Okay.
because I just love that cereal. It brings back a lot of childhood memories. I enjoy Frosted Mini Wheats. Gotta throw that out there. Just not the gigantic, like the mini wheats, and not the super tiny wheats that they've been coming out with lately that piss me off.
Right.
Don't need to be any smaller than they are. It's fine. It's perfect size, bite size. Take a bite. I enjoy it. Bing, bang, boom. So, moving on to my third one. This is gonna make me sound like an old ass man, but there is a fiber cereal that HEB sells with strawberries in it. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Italian hand gesture again. It's magnifique.
Oh, excellent.
It's magnifique.
Excellent choices there. Eric, let me hear your cereal choices.
My absolute favorite is going to be Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds.
Oh, that's a good one.
That was.
It's really good. I'm not a big fan of super sweet cereal, which I'm going to go ahead and agree with Josh on my number 2 with Frosted Mini Wheats. They tend to soak up the milk so profoundly that when you put it in your mouth, you suck all the milk out of it, drink that milk, and then crunch the frosted wheat, which is awesome. And my third, it's weird. My kid loves it. I give it to my daughter every day. Kix. You have to eat it quick though because it will soak up that milk.
I thought he was going to say heroin.
Yeah, I do give heroin to my kid every day.
That's classic.
Yeah. But no, Kix. It's semi-sweet. Actually, almost not sweet at all. I'm going to go ahead and give it like a 15% as far as sweetness. But it's
a bit high.
Your cereal description is quite extensive, Eric. That's enough.
Yeah,
It's
I
all
think
right.
you're good at your fucking
So-
Kix.
Cheerios. with honey. That's my.
Honey
I
Nut
really can't.
Cheerios?
Yeah, Honey Nut Cheerios. I
Okay,
can't
all
really
right.
give it.
There's a lot of Cheerios.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I
there's-
can't really say
I didn't
1,
know.
2, or 3.
Yeah, don't have to give it
But
an order.
anyways, Honey Nut Cheerios. There's a little cereal that is not well known. It hurts the roof of your mouth very badly. It's called O's. And it's much like a Cheerio, yet there's a crystal of sugary deliciousness inside of the circle.
That cuts your mouth.
And the third cereal, I don't quite know what it's called, but if I saw the box,
What?
it's a Quaker Oats is the old man with the tall hat.
Well, that's
Yeah,
just
Quaker
racist.
Oats something.
Abraham Lincoln?
No, the guy, you know the guy, the oatmeal guy. You know.
Oh, he's a Quaker.
Count
Quaker
Chocula.
Oats.
Yeah, Quaker Oats,
Count Chocula.
They make
He wears a
cereal.
hat.
I know that.
On his
cereal.
leisure time.
and it's good.
He puts pomade in his hair.
That's it. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
So, what have you got on your little notepad there, Josh? Tell me about it.
Oh, well-
Josh brought notes for today's event.
Fun.
I did not actually bring any notes. I brought a blank piece of paper that I wrote notes on. And basically I just wrote the mistakes that we made last time.
Oh, the corrections department. That was
And
good stuff.
yeah. Well, there's a bit of note items that we need to take care of real fast.
Might you call them noteworthy?
I would not.
Oh, well. Then I want to hear about them.
Yeah, which is okay. Well, never mind.
So-
Wait, hold on. I did find one noteworthy item on here. Sorry to interrupt your boring story.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like last time we had a moment where we got in a small fight, a little verbal argument in
Okay.
regards to cookie wrapper noise.
Oh, there was a bit of cookie wrapper noise last show.
I don't feel that there was.
We're talking about episode 2,
Mm-hmm.
and there's cookie noise.
Oh, wait. Are you referring to part 2 of episode 2 as part of the second episode now, too?
Fuck.
That is a victory, folks. Mark that in the
Alright.
books.
2 episodes. So this is only episode 3?
We are in episode 3. In episode 2, towards the end, when no audible cookie wrapper noise existed, you kind of derailed us a little bit. Pretty much ruined the whole show. I let it slide because, we're still early on in the whole thing. I'm not going to really hold that against you. We're going to have little baby hiccups like that. Like you ruining shows with your interruptions.
Okay. Well, here, let's do this for the listener.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna take a short break.
Okay.
When we come back,
Right.
we're gonna listen to the episode 2,
Mm-hmm.
do a little commentary,
Ooh.
a little bit of talk while we listen, and everyone can hear whether or not there was cookie wrapper noises.
We here at TBD want to let you folks know about a delicious place to stop by and get a pulled pork sandwich. I know what you're thinking. Is the pulled pork sandwich delicious or is the shop delicious? Why don't you go down there and find out for yourself? Swing on down to 1506 Blanco Road. That's going to be near Fulton Avenue. You're going to go down to Fulton Avenue and take a left on Blanco. That's how I remember it. So come on down to see your pinkies. Get yourself a nice pulled pork sandwich. They got specials, very affordable pricing, and delicious food. Enjoy the rest of the show.
welcome back to TBD with JB and JB. This is the great cookie wrapper crinkle recording, and you go ahead and call in and see if you think there was a cookie wrinkle or not. So here's the recording.
In 10 years from now, I will have a list prepared for the next podcast.
Yeah, we can do extensive
Top 5
research.
Famous people
Now
who
that
died
the
at 37.
now that the internet exists.
The internet does exist.
That's
And you know
pretty
what?
sweet invention.
By the time that we do our next podcast, the super net will exist.
Oh,
So
man.
then we'll be really doing business.
That's
big
something I've
time.
been looking forward to for a long time.
Yeah. So that was the recording, folks. I think that was definitive evidence that there was definitely cookie
definitely some
wrapper
crinkles.
crinkle
Josh,
noise
what do you have to say
on the
about
podcast? Josh, what do you have to say for yourself?
I feel like there was no real
Should we play it
proof.
again? Do we need to play it
I,
again?
no. I think I
I think
absorbed
he's had enough.
absorbed it.
Are you Tom Brady? Are we talking about?
Are you
having
deflating this conversation?
Yeah, are you deflating this conversation?
Look, maybe a member of my team crinkled a cookie wrapper. Perhaps somebody in the organization that I represent crinkled those cookie wrappers on air. I had no previous knowledge of any of these cookie crinkle wrappers.
And what organization do you represent that has introduced these so-called cookie wrapper crinkles.
Oh, I'm
Does it
actually.
start with a new and an end with an England?
Well, I don't like to tell tales outside the school, Jason. You know that. But, I will say it rhymes with Smatriots.
Let's talk trades, because
Hmm.
trades have just been
Oh,
wild
gosh,
this
yes.
offseason.
Yeah, geez.
Well, let's talk about some of the biggest trades.
I think okay. Well, let's go around the table.
Okay.
What do you think your biggest trade going on this offseason was, in your opinion? And then we'll go to the next person, and you get to pick something different from that person. Obviously, I think it'd be nice to allow our guest to go first. But I'm gonna go ahead and let Jason go first instead because I like him more. So, Jason, what do you?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, what do you
I'm
think?
gonna say that the most exciting pick, I'm gonna call it exciting, because all picks matter because of fantasy football, and whereas before when you were just a fan of one team because of there was no fantasy, well, at least in the mainstream, then you didn't necessarily care about teams that got traded. They weren't in your division, you never played them, maybe once a year, maybe not. But now that it's fantasy, like, every trade matters.
Oh yeah.
And I have updates for every team on my phone, and I saw things about every trade. But the most exciting trade for me was the LaShawn McCoy to the Bills trade. And that
I think-
really, really surprised me. And
Yeah.
and I am kind of like a closet Bills fan, and I was excited about Rex Ryan, or
Yeah, no, I believe it's Rex Ryan. went
Rex
over to
Ryan.
the
Yeah, I was excited
Bills.
about Rex Ryan
Yeah.
going to the Bills, and then they got LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah.
Going to have Freddie Jacks in the back.
He's like the
Okay, he's
Jamie
gonna-
Lannister of running backs.
Yeah, and he's gonna
Yeah.
Freddie Jackson is basically gonna be your Darren Sproles, and
Yeah.
LaShawn McCoy is just gonna cut it up all over the place.
I think
And Rex Ryan loves to run plays, have a strong defense, and just ground and pound. So I was excited about the Bills getting LaShawn McCoy.
I think LaShawn McCoy is going to be the Darren Sproles of the Bills.
Well,
I think
that's
Freddie
true.
Jacks is just going to be their ground and pounder, like their Frankie
Okay,
Gore.
well, I guess it's possible that we
Something
have
like that.
have it a bit backwards, but
It's going to be good though. But I understand his backup.
Right.
He's going to be the guy. But I
well,
think it's
I just recall Freddie Jackson getting so many receptions the last couple of years because
Yeah.
the Bills had C.J. Spiller, and he was also not very good,
He
and
was
just
hurt
constantly
all the time.
getting hurt.
he
you
was.
know,
He
so
was.
They brought in McCoy, and I was just like, that's great. I mean, it sucks to see him off the Eagles, but of course, we all know what happened with that. So, Eric, why don't you go ahead and pick it
Okay.
up from there?
I think my favorite, most exciting trade was Macklin to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs ran with Jamal Charles for, I'm going to go ahead and say 2 seasons. I owned him in my fantasy league for 2 seasons in a row. And they played him as a receiver, they played him as a running back. It was on the shoulders of Jamal Charles and Kels. Now with Macklin, among with a few other wide receivers that they've picked up, but Macklin being most important in my mind, is that they've opened up the game. Whoever the quarterback is, I'm actually not sure who Kansas City is. Is it Alex Smith?
Alex Smith.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not too excited
Oh,
about
he's good.
He's
He's
fine.
good. I
He's
like
a
Alex
good meat
Smith.
and potatoes.
Okay, well, and for the seasons that have come before that, a meat and potatoes quarterback is what they need. So I'm going to go ahead and say with Macklin, Jamal Charles, and Kels, because Kels and...
Number 1 receiver on the Chiefs last year.
Yeah, exactly,
The
yeah,
tight end.
they're
Was
tight
it? I
end.
thought it
He
was,
was the number
Jamal
one-
Charles.
Oh, okay, well,
it
excuse me.
just may have been, yeah, their running
It
back
pro- I think
and
it was-
receiver.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he had
May
more reception
absolutely.
touchdowns.
Okay, their running back and their tight end made up for
Yeah,
all their
and
yards.
see, and that's what I'm saying. Throwing in a skillful wide receiver as Macklin in there, I think that Kansas City is going to show us something this season, and to me it's really exciting, especially as a big Jamal Charles fan. That's why I'm saying that Macklin is going to be a crucial part of this offense that is coming up. And like y'all said, I didn't know who the quarterback was before,
Right.
but Alex Smith is the meat and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes.
So, Josh, tell me about your trade.
Well, you know I love meat and potatoes.
Well, it's probably one of the best
It's difficult for me.
meals that you can have.
Just from a fan standpoint, I think I'm most excited about DeMarco Murray being traded away from the
Excellent. So
Cowboys.
Kind of follow up what I was saying about the
Yeah.
Philadelphia losing their running back.
Yeah.
And now, a couple months later or a month later, they have DeMarco Murray.
Right. And it's not so much that I think he's going to do an amazing job with the Eagles. It's just I hate the Dallas Cowboys as a team. I just despise them so much. And they got rid of DeMarco Murray and picked up, who's that guy?
Someone awful from the Raiders.
Yeah, like a Raider.
Darren McFadden.
Oh,
McFadden.
Do you know how many touchdowns Darren McFadden had last year?
How many?
0?
No, you don't, because who cares?
Yeah. I would guess 0.
I mean, but they do
Worse
have that
than I don't care.
amazing offensive line. But at the same time, a seasoned player like Darren McFadden, he's already on up there.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be him and Ruben Randall, and I just don't know if you're going to be able to take it. But I'm just really glad, don't have to worry about old running back at Dallas anymore, really. So that excited. From a fantasy football perspective, that is actually tough. I'm not going to lie. First instinct was definitely the LaShawn McCoy trade, because that was that is huge, because
I think that was both. That was
and
for
that's
everybody.
and that's a risky, like, do I do it? Do I not do it?
Yeah,
What's going to happen? How's he going to do?
And after last year's performance, I think a lot of people are gonna. I think he's gonna drop down to like 2 years ago, whenever he was dropping to like 10, 11, 12,
right,
13.
He really kind of he had a lot of duds last year.
Yeah,
Lots of duds.
Yeah, I remember when you
And then
traded him against me.
What did I do?
We were. You needed the guy I was going up against to win, and then you also needed to win your game. So you traded the guy I was going against, LaShawn McCoy, because he didn't have a good running back.
Awesome.
And I lost.
Well, do you know why that happened?
Oh, because
your best buddy over here traded me to DeMarco Murray because he's a big stupid idiot.
Yeah, he is a big dumb idiot.
Big stupid idiot. I rode DeMarco Murray as far as I could.
And
you could have definitely.
We switched,
and that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, only one of them
may
was
I
still
remind
writable.
you who came in third? What place did you get it come in?
Okay, I came in fifth.
And
okay.
You?
I was glorious fourth.
A glorious fourth. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that I came in third, and I rode DeMarco Murray for his highest points in the beginning of the season. At the end of the season, he had a slope decline. And if you really want to get into that, I mean, we can, but you have something to say, Josh. Go ahead.
I think we're going to have to get Jeffrey Hutchinson in here at some point.
Well, that's a whole different story. That's the league champion.
We got to have a champion. Podcast at one
there
point.
is a champion in the room of that 8-man league.
There's several champions in the room, sir.
No, I said of that
podcast.
8-man league.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Old 8-man.
There's only one, and I do believe that's me. And if we're going to go ahead and talk about that,
slide it right on in.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
To first.
Oh, yeah.
Gear.
Well, really, you're trying to get home.
Yeah.
Aren't we all? Are we playing baseball now, guys?
Oh, this is talking about baseball.
Oh,
Okay.
so
Let's reel it in. Let's get back.
Don't like baseball.
Not a fan of baseball.
Yeah, it's
Not
pretty
at all.
boring.
Yeah, I like baseball.
I'd play it.
I'm a pretty big fan of baseball.
It's a little slow for me.
But you know what is surprising about you, Josh, is that you like fantasy football so much. And I've known you for so long, and I've never really known you to be a sports guy, talk about sports and play sport. I mean, active, yes. Athletic, yes.
Oh, I love
all kinds of different activities.
Until it became competitive.
But yeah, and then once fantasy football came around, it was just like, and honestly, you're the one who got me to play fantasy football. Like,
me as well.
I don't know. I kept saying, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. John would be like, oh, dude, I just won $500 fantasy football. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, well, that's pretty cool. And then I was going out to the bars with all my mates. They're all looking at their phones, getting scores updates while watching the game, and I was just like totally out of the loop. They're all like, they all have this secret thing. Well, that's not secret, but they have like this. I don't know what to call it, a connection, but like
fairly well.
Well, you were playing this game basically, like
and
it's all
that's exactly what it
through
is.
your phone.
It's like ingress or geocaching. It's
right.
Like there's
exactly.
a community that knows about it.
That's when we go to McFinnigan's.
Everybody's on their phone. Our fantasy football bar.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? We gotta have a party there for Jeff's birthday again, and Danny's gotta be there with that shirt.
Oh my God, he has to be there with that shirt.
That bar.
Yeah.
Set up a cast.
Yeah.
And he's not around for very many. He has to wear that shirt for at least 4 games of the season.
4? You need to talk to your commissioner.
Is it less than that?
I was thinking I heard the number 3 get thrown around.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say absolutely not, because
as many as possible.
You, sir, have shown up to
every
single one.
Dude, I set the standard.
For our listeners, JB here,
That's me, Jason Barrera.
There you
Josh
go,
Barrera.
Jason Burrow.
Yeah,
Let's
old
make,
Jay-
sure we,
Is
let's make
the-
sure we establish who the loser is.
I'm sorry,
I'm
yes.
definitely not the loser.
Was the year before's loser, the Batson, and he had to wear that pink shirt for pretty much every game watching and or being at any party
Or bar, or
or
any
bar
place.
anywhere, and he followed that rule to the T. Therefore, our friend Danny, he doesn't show up as much, but when he does show up, he better have that pink shirt on, because if he doesn't, the repercussions from the league will be devastating.
I think the most impressive thing I ever saw Jason do with his beautiful pink Batson shirt
It could have gone anywhere.
was there's several places that could have gone. Talking about a shirt.
Tell me what I did.
Predator paintball. So we went on down, and it was pretty great, pretty good day.
Let's tell the listener that we typically go on Sunday.
Oh yeah, Sunday is usually our day of paintballing.
The day of Sabbath.
Yeah,
obviously.
God isn't
I mean,
paying
if we're gonna
attention.
shoot anybody.
So we're like, I guess we can shoot each other. It's perfectly fine. Plus, I think that's probably what he's doing. So we were out there getting ready to play. Jason pulls on up, comes up to the table, drops his gear down, starts getting ready. It's the day of Sunday, the day of football. We all are very interested to see how our teams are doing. We're getting towards the playoff time period, so these are pretty important games. Old Jason whips out his old pink shirt, slaps it on his back because he is not technically allowed to look at the updates on the scores on his phone unless he is wearing his pink shirt, because that's part of the rules. You can't do anything football related while football games are going on. So, slapped it on, played the whole day in his Batson. So this thing's, it's been around. It's gotten some mileage. And it was just really impressive. I was like, well, Danny, if he forgets to bring that fucking thing one day, we're going to make him sit outside. You're like, no, you don't get to look at anything football
Nothing for
related.
you.
Get the fuck outside. You sit out there. Maybe we'll tell you about what's going on in the football.
Yeah, he definitely has big shoes to fill. Barrera has just absolutely filled just the quota to the T. And yeah, Danny's out of the 8-man, he's our player that definitely, we don't hear from so much. He's not on the message
He's like
board.
Ted, our out-of-town Ted.
Yeah.
out of town.
He's not on the message board too much, but there is a requirement here. This is a league. We take this very seriously, and we will all go out of our way to catch him if we need to. And when he is caught, the repercussions are just massive.
Are we willing to kick him out of the league if he doesn't do this properly?
Oh, you know that
Absolutely
this Jeff's
not.
brother, he's never going to get
This
kicked
is
out.
this is the commissioner's brother.
I don't
by the
give a
way.
Okay,
shit.
I want to... You don't give a shit. I know. I want to go
Commissioner's
back to
brother.
the shirt. I have to point out that shirt been through more than just my 16 weeks with it. That's how it looks right now. It looks like a shirt that you've had for a year, because I had to wear it sometimes 3 days a week. Every single week. I washed that shirt
Thursdays.
so many times. It's so faded.
Sundays and Mondays.
And no, it's 3 days a week, Eric. No, Sundays and Mondays. And if you want to watch Thursday football, you gotta wear your shirt. Do you know that sometimes I didn't do stuff because of that shirt? I wouldn't go. Jelly would be like, "Hey, let's go watch football at this place," and I'm like, well. She's like, what? And I was like, well, the shirt, man. And she's like, oh my God, the fucking shirt. She's like, just wear it. And I was like, yeah, but she's like, just wear a different shirt. And I'm like, no, because I can't wear a different shirt. It's not right.
We are everywhere.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, we
These
gotta-
motherfuckers are gonna see me. They're gonna get me.
Kirby's going to pop out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Take a picture.
My
post it on
goodness.
Facebook.
So it has seen a lot. It's got a hole in the front of it, a little tiny hole. It doesn't have a tatter, like it's not gonna tear, but it's a little tiny hole.
It's nice.
And
You should
but-
give it a small shit stain. Not real shit, just some dirt. So when you give
Oh,
it to him,
man.
it's like, yeah, that's.
Make it really
Rubbing
gross
dirt.
before you give it to him.
No,
Yeah.
he won't wear it. I want him to wear it.
He's
like-
gotta wear it. What do you mean, won't wear it? Won't? It's
Oh,
not a
well.
word in the loser's
Yeah, but
vocabulary.
he-
Like,
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you this specific question about the shirt.
okay.
Danny only has to wear, if he's around any one member of the league watching football, he has to have the shirt on.
Absolutely.
But if he is out at a bar with his wife on Thursday night,
He better not be caught.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. It
And
is
if he
kind of
does, like,
shit.
it is the. I mean, yeah, the
Well,
commissioner
hey,
is
what
his
if he
brother.
embraces it? What if he embraces
consequences dictate.
Embraces the consequence.
it? Yeah,
His
yeah.
course
He's
of
like,
action.
I could have
Hey,
had-
well, that calls for a league, all 7 of us to come in.
No, embraces it like in a good way.
Oh, well, then that's fine.
Embraces the shirt is what I
That's
mean.
then he's
I don't-
following the rules of the
Yeah,
battle.
and like I embraced it and I like it.
You're gonna
don't-
miss it a little
I,
bit.
Yeah,
aren't
I
you?
don't want to give
Are
it
you gonna
up.
miss it a little bit?
Well, dude,
So
it,
just-
like it conformed to me and like
Last
I
year,
don't know.
Hey.
I wanted
Pictures
you
on me?
specifically
Pictures
to go
online
from
of me?
worst to first, like I did.
I was
Yeah.
pushing hard to go.
I really
Oh, you
wanted that.
tried.
I
First.
was.
I thought you were
hoping.
gonna do it.
I think that it's time for that mock draft.
I agree with this.
I
was
absolutely
actually
agree
gonna
with
bring that
that.
up.
And,
Yeah.
Okay, so
So, you guys have been listening to TBD, and we will be right back. Here at TBD, we are giant fans of both stories that captivate people and virgins, which is why we love D&D. That's right, it's still around, folks. Version 5.0 recently came out, and I gotta say, it is a blast. I've gotten a chance to play it with some friends of mine. We released the moon from a prison and unleashed a horrible beast into the world, the like of which we will never see again. You know, it's a balance, and it's a lot of fun. You come up with your own stories, you play through. It's like a video game without any limitations, except your imagination. You could be a monk, or a wizard, or a druid. You can be a guy that just grows plants and just has a really boring life, and all you do is just make checks to see if you keep your house clean. Gain levels like organizing your spoon collection and various cups. I mean, that's just as fun as going through dungeons. So you don't have to. You're not limited in this game by what you can do. It's whatever you want. So go down to your local store. Any store probably has these. I'm willing to bet. Like even like stores that don't sell books. You grab yourself a copy of 5th edition and you play with your friends. Great for beginners or experienced players. Just do it.
TBD here. I'm JB. He's JB. We just took a break. We're ready to draft.
I'm gonna go ahead and launch this draft.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and see what we got going on.
But
Now let me ask you gentlemen something.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do you use the light app or the full-on draft app?
I,
when you do your mock drafts.
I just used the Android app.
Is it the same as last year?
It seems pretty similar, at least on the app side of things. I haven't used the actual website one. I have a question for you, though, Jason.
Ask away.
Last time we had promised our listeners, or by we I mean you,
JB.
that you, JB, were going to have ready your list of your top 5 favorite presidents.
Oh, I'm. You know what? Let me tell you right now. I stated before that Monroe
Uh-huh.
was important.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Monroe.
Yeah. I went with one of the Roosevelts, Franklin Delano.
Teddy.
Or did I go with Teddy? I think I went with
Ted.
Frank's.
Not
FDR?
Teddy.
Yeah, FDR.
Yeah.
Though the other Roosevelt is definitely on my top 5 list as well. Just because he was
Okay.
cool.
All right. Well,
And I like that Robin Williams played him in a movie.
that's
Ah.
pretty good. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that my number 2 is John Adams.
Ooh, Johnny
And
Ads.
honestly, he should be number 1.
I love Johnny Ads.
Do you know who John Adams is, Eric? Special guest.
Absolutely, I do. I just don't know
Discovered.
what you're talking about.
We're talking about fucking John Adams.
Jesus Christ, do you
One
need
of
to
the
know anything?
founders
Dude,
of
I know-
this great country.
Oh, I
Beautiful.
understand. I understand J.A., the third signer of the Constitution, but
Second president of the United States of America.
second president of the United
Number
States.
1 in my heart.
So we're just talking about favorite presidents or favorite founding fathers?
Top 5 favorite presidents.
Top 5 favorite presidents. I'm going to go ahead and say Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Okay, wait.
I love the New Deal.
It was a big deal.
Gonna go ahead and say we gotta do Abraham. All Abraham
Ooh,
Lincoln. Gonna
from the
go
Bible.
ahead. Yeah, gonna go ahead from the Bible. Gonna
Was
go
he
ahead
not a
and
president?
Slice that in half.
20 seconds, gentlemen.
Yeah.
20 seconds, and my
Until
third
the first
favorite
person
president is
takes
gonna
30
say
seconds to
George
pick.
Washington.
Hold on, whoa. Where
Whoa,
are we?
get
You're
a
jumping
little bit
ahead.
ahead of yourself.
Yeah, you were
there,
catching
buddy.
up, and now you're just blasting ahead.
I'm a shotgun kind of guy. Just
Okay.
Blasting away.
All right. Okay. So that was your number 3.
Yeah.
Jason, you want to give your number 3?
I do.
I bet you do.
I'm a big fan of the fictional gang, the Van Buren Boys. So I'm going to go ahead and say Martin Van Buren.
Ooh, yeah.
Van
The
Buren.
Van
Yeah, if I
Buren
could
boys were
be-
amazing.
In any gang, it would be the Van Buren Boys.
Agreed.
Yep.
My third favorite president, as I'm sure you're all also wondering, I gotta say I hate Mondays. And I love
I think I see where you're going with
lasagna. So I'm gonna go with Garfield.
That is
Oh.
perfect.
That
Nice.
beautiful, and I thought it was really risque that at the time they elected a cat president. Interesting choice. Cat for president. Didn't see that coming. Eric, I believe, is up to his 4th president.
Yeah, let's hear it, Eric.
My 4th favorite president
Is there an
is
Anderson?
going to be George W. the First.
Oh.
Okay, a fan of the
Why?
old
Hey,
bushes.
why do we? Why?
Why George W. the
Josh
First?
is not like.
I know. I'm
George
curious.
Bush listed.
I'm curious.
2 words, sir.
The first. Well,
2
I'm
words.
just curious. I don't know a lot about old Georgie Bush the first.
2
I was
words.
pretty young.
Desert Storm.
Desert Storm.
You like storms and you enjoy deserts. It all makes sense. Okay, so that's Jason, your 4th favorite president, 24th pick.
I'm gonna drop it right here. Tell you right now, Gerald Ford.
Ooh,
Oh,
ooh.
Ford.
Yeah, he made a lot of cars too.
He certainly did.
Yeah, so that's like a twofer. I would really like to pick again. I miss. Oh, but I can actually. Let's see. It's my turn. My number 4 pick. I'm gonna go with Van Buren's wife, who took over. Isn't Van Buren the one who had a seizure or something?
So a president's wife took over.
Yeah. So she basically took over running and basically ran notes to Congress that she wrote and would pretend it
That
was
was
her.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Edith Wilson.
Edith Wilson. That sounds right. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Edith Wilson, the first female president.
That was in 1919.
She's actually gonna be my number 1 pick. I should have saved that for the end, but I just was so excited about it. Sorry, Edith Wilson. I didn't mean to think that your last name was not Wilson.
Well, you did fine.
Ooh, let's see
So
here.
where are we sitting at? Let's tell everyone we're in round 5.
Round 5.
Pick 7.
I've just picked Edith Wilson.
Edith Wilson as your president. Okay, I have listed my 4.
I think it's Eric because he
Eric,
butted his big
let's hear what you got, Eric.
fat fucking face in and decided he wanted to be a big boy. Wear big boy shoes.
Big boy with presidential picks.
This is rough.
Is
He's
that
got
right?
presidential dreams.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say, really?
I
Jordan
don't know.
Matthews?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Jordan
You just
Matthews?
drafted Jordan Matthews?
You just drafted Jordan Matthews. I'm going to go ahead and have to stop my presidential picks right there and just call Josh out on the Jordan Matthews.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty decent about the situation in the Eagles.
But you were saying, for my pick for president,
Number
that's going
5.
to go ahead to be
Yeah.
the father of the Democrats, Thomas Jefferson.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I thought you were gonna say Santa Claus.
Well, he's not the father of Democrats.
Oh, he is.
He's dressed in all red. How can he be
So
possibly be the father of Democrats dressed in all red?
You know the Democrats back
What
then
they
were much different, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, right.
But
okay. I figured that
he
you did. I
is,
figured that you did.
yeah, calling him the father of Democrats. Thank you, Josh. Thank
You're-
you.
Oh,
Sorry.
Eric, we were, dude, Josh, why did you tell Eric it was his turn? I had him going
Yeah,
I was-
he did. He
on,
did.
on
I
Thomas
would've
Jefferson, and he could have just
kept
gotten.
just going.
I decided
Who
to
would
be
have
nice.
he would have gotten
You went
Keenan
with
Allen. That's who you would have gotten.
you went
You
with
would have gotten
Latavius
Keenan
Murray.
Allen. He already got Latavius Murray.
That's a question you don't need to tell me.
Oh, excuse me, sir.
Jesus.
You said you're president. I got one more. I'm just gonna let you guys know who it is right now.
Let's see it.
Calvin Coolidge.
Oh,
Coolidge.
Cooly bitch.
Best glasses in the business is
That's
what
what
they
it
used to
is.
say.
He pioneered the optical
He did. He did. I do believe he came
revolution.
out with the round glasses.
Oh, that's
The
right.
perfectly round ones. Yeah.
He
Coolidge.
invented that. He cut the glass himself.
Yeah.
He sculpted it with his hands.
Yeah, he
grinded it and smoothed it and sanded it.
I do believe he cut that glass with his wife's diamond earrings.
Nice.
Yeah.
What an innovator.
And
Josh, any thoughts?
a real trailblazer.
Josh, I feel like you haven't been paying attention to the podcast.
I'm
Or you've been just
Josh gets competitive.
mock drafting.
I'm
and-
sorry for mock drafting during the mock drafting session of the podcast. That was my fault.
Yeah, we need
I
to
should have
stay
been
on
focusing.
topic here.
I'm trying to think of my 5th pick. I'm torn between like 17 presidents. You know how much I love presidents.
Okay. I know we've talked about it at length.
It's been rough.
And off air, we just talk about presidents.
Oh,
all
I
the
mean,
time.
that's pretty much the only thing
The
we
three
do.
of us are just spouting off about politics.
Yeah,
just
it's.
I know, right away.
all the time, every day.
I love my presidents.
At dinner.
Second breakfast.
Second breakfast sounds good.
Supper.
To me.
Dinner.
Noonsies.
11sies.
Yeah,
Noonsies.
Elevensies, newsies.
Supper snacks.
Tea.
Yeah, just afternoon tea. And, of course, light snacks. Just implied more than anything. Yeah, I definitely wasn't paying attention. Not gonna lie about that. You were correct. I was looking at my next pick because I didn't. Rashard Jennings was sitting right there, and I had half decent luck with that guy last year when he played and he was healthy. He was amazing, and then towards the end of the season when he was supposed to be healthy again, he wasn't, and it was really sad. So, yeah, I had to think about that and relive that moment in my life when I lost because of Rashard Jennings in like
Ooh, that's a hard one.
a couple leagues.
It's a rough one.
Yeah, right in the old genitalia.
Why are you apologizing, Eric?
Without
Eric,
saying, I
did
guess
you
my
did
face.
you do something to Rashard Jennings last year?
Yeah, what the hell, Eric?
Jesus, man, it's just a game. There's no reason
I
to
do
go to
believe that you had Rashard Jennings and you tried to trade him off on me in a very stupid trade.
and you
that
decided
I
to
take.
do what? Poison his tea?
Well, you know,
Jason,
if I put the wick of
did you
my
know about this?
I didn't know about it.
Jason, hey, come here.
Rick.
Come here. Just,
Oh, okay.
Step over the side. All right.
What's up?
Hey, man, did you know that? Do you think that maybe Eric poisoned Rashard Jennings last year?
Oh, shit, really?
I think he might have poisoned Rashard Jennings.
Okay.
And that's why he didn't play so good.
Oh, okay. Is that and like that? Maybe that's why he hurt his leg.
I'm actually kind of concerned.
sick from
Yeah,
the
he was just a little out of
Okay.
it.
Well, what are we gonna do about this?
I mean, I guess we gotta be careful who we pick
Okay.
in our
Well,
league.
let's just.
I don't. Oh god.
Poison Eric.
Oh god.
shit.
Oh what?
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
oh
We
hey.
gotta go. This is
My
insane.
conscience is starting to talk out loud. We gotta stop this conversation. Oh god. Okay. No. Let's. Hey. Okay. So, number 5 draft pick for presidents. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna go with. This is rough. I'm gonna go with Morgan Freeman from Contact. Oh, he was so good.
That's a
Like,
good president.
and it's a
Holy
rough
crap.
situation to be in. Like, it was. Am I gonna lie? It was a toss up between old Billy Pulbs and Morgan Freeman.
I
Dude,
do
Bill
think
Pullman
you
is-
mean
Bill
Morgan
Pullman's the
Freeman
man.
from Deep Impact.
It was a Deep Impact.
It's Deep Impact.
Who was Was there a president in Contact?
Is that with Jodie Foster?
I don't
Yeah,
think. Was
yeah,
she president?
Jodie
in that
Foster.
one?
No, she was a
She
scientist.
was the
They said the
person that
president
went
into
up into
space.
us.
That seems like a bad plan.
You know what?
President of
Actually, let's
space.
talk about sending the president into space. That could be like a cool screenplay.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You know, like
which
they-
president into space?
Well, it could
Harrison
be the
Ford.
current president. For
Harrison
some
Ford
reason,
from-
there's no astronauts available.
so like a
the president's
Obama
the only
in
one
space.
who can get up there.
And
well,
do things. Yeah, and let's see. Okay, so that's gonna be all 5 of my presiditos.
I'm done with mine.
Yeah, so I think that's
Eric,
it. That
I
was a
think
good
he's
list.
done also.
Yeah, that was a good list of 5
So let's
favorite
break
presidents.
down. Let's do a rundown of
Mhm.
the list that we've established today. We did a list of cereals,
Oh, a delicious list.
and
of
we did a
cereals.
list of presidents.
Good list.
We got any other lists for the listener out there?
List of dogs we hate.
Yeah, that's a pretty definitive
That's
list.
a good one. Yeah.
Today's episode is partially brought to you by Devil's Backbone. If you want to drink beer, why not fucking Devil's Backbone?
Welcome back to TBD with JB and JB. We're in the middle of our mock draft. It is getting intense in here, getting very hot.
Auto, damn it. Oh, Wallace isn't bad. Okay, I'll take Wallace.
What happened to this kid?
Ran out of time there, ladies and
Eric?
Remember when he
gentlemen.
used to be impressive?
So Eric just ran out of time. Josh, what's on your radar? What do you got going on here?
Let's see. I'm picking up a player here.
I want you to
Mike
live.
Wallace is he's on Minnesota?
Yeah, you got traded, bro. Did you not know that?
I got Darren McFadden sitting here at the top of the list.
Oh, the old Dallas running back.
Yeah, and they got a line built out of cast iron, but
Oh, yes, they do.
Darren McFadden is a
Well,
glass cannon.
It's true, but I think Joseph Randell is going to be more of a starter than Darren McFadden.
I don't really care. I'm gonna go with
you
Antonio
should pick
Gates
up-
because I need
That's
a
good.
tight end.
That's good.
Ah, there you go.
I actually don't mind old Antonio Gates. He had a great season last year.
Uh-huh.
I think he's gonna do as well as he did last year,
Well,
but I think he's gonna do.
I heard that he asked specifically for less time on the field, less workload.
I think he.
He's going into his end of his career.
I also heard he asked for more touchdowns.
But like less bullshit plays.
Yeah, he was like, I don't want to fucking go out there.
Put me
for
on the field and we're about to score.
Yeah.
And then I'll make it happen for you.
I'll make it rain touchdowns.
That's could be good because 6 points out of your tight end. That's all you can really ask for.
Yeah, really, honestly, like I have such low expectations out of tight ends nowadays. But I've never disappointed. That's the magic of my just drum
We've got 10
tight
seconds
ends.
to my pick, folks.
So probably Team Warren.
Ball sack.
Yeah, what are you doing with your life, Warren?
Pick already.
Darren McFadden.
Auto draft.
Were you gonna do that, Jason?
Ooh.
Or are you gonna pick up old Tony?
Old Tony Homo?
Rome
Yeah,
Brewer.
that's because there's no one left.
There was also Matt Ryan and Cam Newton. And just a big FYI. I understand that you may not like them, but you definitely.
I like them. I do like them.
I think you could have.
This is my first mock draft.
I think
so
you could have
just-
not picked a quarterback for 2 or 3 more rounds and still gotten Tony Romo.
Well, Matt Ryan went after Tony Romo just now.
Oh well, I am just gonna sit here and just be befuddled.
Really confused by that?
Yeah, just really shocked. Just.
Well, what
just
that means is if I would not have
confounded.
picked Tony Romo,
That guy was definitely
Matt
gonna pick.
picked Matt
Ryan?
Yeah, that's definitely what was going to happen.
Yeah, he was really definitely gonna not pick Tony Romo and pick Matt Ryan.
No, not Tony Romo. No, he was still going to pick Matt Ryan.
Yeah, so Tony Romo would very much still be available.
Yes,
for you
but
to
Matt
pick.
Ryan would not have been there. So yes, I should have picked Matt Ryan then.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you're agreeing with me that you made a terrible decision at your quarterback.
No, I'm
That's what it
disagreeing
sounds
that I could have waited
Uh-huh.
2 or 3 picks to get Matt Ryan or Tony Romo or
Uh-huh.
Cam Newton.
So you made a terrible decision as to when to get your quarterback is what you're trying to say, I think.
No, I needed to pick one now.
Oh, you need it now, exactly. I was having
One of
panic
them was going to
attacks.
get picked.
Between those 2 guys?
Between those 3. Cam Newton, Tony Romo, and Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I don't think you had anything to be concerned about.
Matt Ryan got picked.
Yeah, well, if you were gonna pick Matt Ryan, you definitely should have picked him then. But you could have waited years of your life, maybe till your
To
next
pick
mock
Ryan.
draft, to pick up Tony Romo. No offense to Tony Romo, I hate the Cowboys once again. Hate you.
Capable
I fucking
quarterback, though.
hate
Capable.
you. But he doesn't win games, which I love.
Absolutely not.
But he does get points, which I love, because sometimes I have to roll with Tony Romo.
Big fan, big fan.
Fucking asshole. Fucking hate Tony Romo. I hope his wife beats him. She seems like she would. He seems like he'd take it too. He'd be like, yes, ma'am, sorry, ma'am. I shouldn't get her upset.
Don't know why I did that.
Yeah. And then he makes excuses when he goes to the... Oh, I was working out, guys, and some weights fell on me.
This is how it went.
Yeah. After I forgot to
It's okay.
wash the dishes. It's not funny.
No. Domestic abuse is not.
No, there's nothing amusing.
I actually donate $5 a month
To people that abuse women. Jesus, Eric, that is
Abusive people?
that is
That's awesome.
counterproductive.
to. Well,
Great
no.
that you do that. I can't
They
believe it.
need money
Jesus.
for bats and belts and.
Oh
whatnot.
my god.
Wow.
I mean, if y'all are gonna put me in that, if y'all are gonna throw me in that arena,
That's where you're at now. From
that's
now
where
on.
I'm at. So I may as well live it.
I'm gonna put up a little tent here.
What do we got there?
This is a tent from abuse to shield himself from your abuse.
The tent. Sounds like a D&D.
The tent of
A
abuse.
tent of abuse.
Is it time to pick a kicker yet?
I think it's just that time.
I think it's about. Oh, lots of defenses have been picked already.
Yeah.
Oh man, I missed
Yeah.
out on that train.
No, I've been looking at them and I'm like, because I've already fell off that train,
Who
I
gives
feel
a
like I
fuck?
can't jump on that train at this point.
Right, just gonna wait till
Yeah,
like pick 17
it's
or
like
pick
it's
16.
like screw it. I'm more worried about.
Yeah, I guess I'm
backups
just gonna
than,
do kicker and defense 15 and 16.
I mean, you
Josh,
have
what's your stance on kicker and defense picking?
If it's
I've had kickers
like a
win
good
games.
defense, I'm willing to reach like 13 or 14. But if it's a good defense, there's always some idiot that'll get it at like 6 or 7 or
Right.
8. Like some jackass in the league always picks up a defense. Like Seattle Seahawks defense, I'm going to pick them up at
Yeah, like they'll get
round
they're-
8.
They're 2 backs, they're 2 outs.
Yeah.
They're quarterback and their tight end, and they're just like, oh, it's time for a defense now.
Like,
And
all
it's
right,
like,
well,
oh, get some. I mean,
That sounds like my first year.
Pick up
I
your...
picked up a defense, I think, round 6.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
And I mean, on very rare occasions that'll work out. I mean, I've picked up, like my first year of, I picked up Seattle kind of early, but not like crazy early. It was kind of nice never having to worry about picking your defense each
We went
week.
to scouring the waiver wire, looking at the matchup every week to see
Yeah.
who's the best defense.
But then after that, I just
It's part of it.
started doing the whole week to week, just playing against matchups. And that works out just phenomenally. You just play against Jacksonville. Can you just keep...
I agree. Playing the matchup every week works great.
Yeah. There were a
See,
couple
a lot
weeks.
of people do that with quarterbacks and defense. As far as quarterbacks go, I can't do that, but with defenses, absolutely.
Oh, hey,
I'll do
real
it.
quick, someone just picked up a kicker.
For me, I like to just do that with defenses and kickers.
Kickers?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
unless
I
you
feel
have
like
one of the
kickers
top
are pretty
kickers.
consistent.
Boom. Yeah, I've only had one instance where I kept a
Had
kicker
a
on my
kicker.
bench on
Was
his
that
bye week.
Goskowski?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Goskowski.
Goskowski. And
is
2 years
by
ago,
far-
Huiska.
Yeah.
He was
Huiska.
number one.
Hello there, little Yushka.
Yeah, he's pretty premier.
I appreciate that.
Getting kicker on round 13 there, Eric.
Yeah, why not?
Tell the folks at home, who are you picking?
I'm going to pick up old Connor Barth. I already know who I
Barth
want.
isn't a bad kicker.
He's playing for Denver. They just implemented the new extra point rule. So,
Did they? What's the new extra point rule?
Explain.
well, they normally hike it from the 2 for the extra point. Now, if you want to go for the extra point, you hike it from, I believe, the 15. Or if you want to go for the 2-point conversion, you go from the 2.
I thought they weren't even close to changing the kicking rule.
Oh, well, they did it.
Well, yeah, I didn't even hear
I mean, it's
about
been a
that.
couple of years they've been talking about it, so I guess they
It's
finally
true.
finalized exactly what they wanted out of it and got it. So here we are in the world of the new extra point rules. It's fucking amazing.
Probably going to call it
Boo,
a
boo, be-doo.
night,
We
folks.
do.
Yeah.
We probably.
Agreed. Guest super guest Eric.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with that.
Okay.
Still don't
The
understand
JB
why-
opposite of me. He's at 6 o'clock.
Ah,
I'm at 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock rock.
12 o'clock rock. Shaking the clock.
Dicks.
Ooh.
Ooh, shaking the dicks.
I thought
yeah.
I was.
No, that
I
makes
was
sense.
incorrect.
That makes sense. That makes complete sense
Yeah.
for you
You just
to
gotta
want to
shake it
the
off.
dicks.
I figured he would say,
Shake,
Shake it.
shake it off.
Are we quoting Taylor Swift? We
I'm
better
not
not,
sure
because
now.
she will sue the shit out of
Who?
us.
Yeah, I am not quoting. Who's Taylor Swift?
Isn't it that white chick?
She's
Who-
talking
Is she
who-
like
who
a
Kanye
superhero?
West Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Hold on, hold on.
Wait, Kanye West boos that white chick all the time.
Can I give you 2
Ooh.
guesses as to who I think Taylor Swift is
Sure.
based on her name?
Let's hear 2 guesses. Guess number 1.
All right, guess number 1. It's some dude who sings folk music, but like really romantic, sappy folk music. Like, hey,
What's that
I'm
name?
hey, I'm
That
Taylor.
sounds good.
I'm Taylor Swift, and I just came out here to sing a couple songs for you folks. This next one's for the ladies. So if you got a gentleman out here with you tonight, go ahead and curl up, and I'm gonna just sing you some nice docile tones. That's guess number 1. Guess number 2. Is it a superhero whose ability involves being able to travel at superhuman, supersonic speed? That would be my second guess. Now,
Is
as
his name
before,
Taylor.
yeah,
Is it
yeah,
Wild-
Taylor Swift.
I see.
Making
But his
pants?
superhero name is Swift. Like his
Ah.
alter ego name would be Taylor Swift.
Old
People
boy
call him
Taylor.
They're like, Taylor Swift, did you hear about Swift? And he's like, oh, who's that guy? He would have to pretend like, I don't agree with that guy's politics, you know?
Yeah, and he stole my last name.
Yeah, what a dick.
Well, that's the fox from David and the Gnomes.
Yeah.
Anybody watch that?
Is that a show for children?
It's kind of Nick Jr.-ish. I'm sorry, I have a 3.5-year-old. You're gonna have to excuse me.
Yeah, well, we're lucky,
So
so
you're
we
like
don't have kids.
on a whole
Lucky.
different level
Lucky.
where you're watching children's
Haven't
shows.
planted seed.
When I
thinking
watch
about
children's
children's
shows, it's
shows.
because I choose to.
After,
That makes sense.
when you're out with your friends and at work thinking about children's TV shows. Wonder
Yeah.
what's going to happen on Jake and the Pirates.
Yeah. Are the
Shake.
pirates?
You know what? I would watch that show.
Yeah, that sounds
'Cause I'm a
actually
big
pretty
fan of
good. What
pirates.
show? What channel
Yeah,
is that
have
on,
you seen
Jason?
Hook?
No, I have.
Do you hate Robin Williams?
I love Robin Williams.
Okay, well, do you like Hook?
That man is
Do you
a
like
national
pirate
treasure.
shows?
Yeah,
and for
Pirates,
children?
okay, Pirates.
Okay, well then Jake and the Pirate is something that you'd want to watch.
Yeah.
Okay, well, fine.
Yeah. All right. So,
So you're
is
at
that
that
something
point.
that you would be thinking about at work?
If I was into Jake and the Pirates, I wanted
And
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen,
God.
Jake and the Pirates is a hit.
Damn.
With dads and bachelors.
All right,
There you
fine.
go.
Jake
Wow.
and the Pirates.
I would,
in the house.
before we close this, I would just like to say thank you two for having me on the show today. I had a good time.
Well,
Brandon,
I
that-
mean,
you
you
can
can
come
thank Bono and The Edge all you want, but I feel like me and Jason also deserve a little bit of thanks as well.
Good
but,
job, Tango and Cash. Just
All
let's
right.
go ahead and do this.
Okay, well, whatever. So let's see. We went over some corrections today. We brought Eric up to speed on our ridiculousness. I mean, he's officially taken over transcribing our podcast.
He is
So-
full-time employee.
Oh yeah, so he's definitely going to be doing that in between these next two. We're going to keep working real hard on our stop motion animation.
Molding bodies out of clay.
Oh god, it is fun. Just it's basically like creating life.
Tedious, but you know.
Eric, nobody told you to talk. You're not transcribing anything right now. We are doing the
We're
exit.
trying to
rates.
close. This is an exit.
Did you? All right. Well, we're gonna have to
Yes,
put
sir.
Eric. We got to put Eric back into his cage. So say goodbye to Eric, folks. So yeah, we just threw Eric in the dog kennel. We kind of riled him up a little bit.
Riled up those dogs.
God.
Yeah, for the listener, this studio is not soundproof.
Yeah, we are not
There's
soundproof.
various dogs or cars or neighbors or clicks and clacks and clinks and clanks.
Yeah, and we do keep a lot of dogs where Eric sleeps. It's kind of rough on him, and they get all riled up right when we let him inside. So, yeah,
Oh,
you
there,
can
I
kind
can
of
hear
hear
him
him.
from a distance.
Yeah. Ugh, he's
He's
the worst.
really riling up those dogs.
Yeah, they're probably attacking
But
him right now. We
we
haven't fed them
really
in
gotta wrap
days.
this up.
Yeah, so for JB and Eric and the dogs, I guess to a lesser degree, we just want to give everyone out there a nice, warm, very polite goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Shut up, Eric. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can find me, JB, at TBD DOS Podcast, or JB, my cotangent, at Shibbly Bibbly Boop. Thanks for listening.